Used to go to Lamont Bentley crib on Sundays, and he used to have gang members over there. And it was these kids from New York called the Black Rose family. And these guys were 5%ers. And they were my peoples. My man Blaze, they were New York Nick. We had a whole New York crew, but we connected. And Lamont had his Nick from the hood. Lamont is from Milwaukee, but he was hanging with Nick from the hood. He had his hood Nick. And we used to go to Lamont Bentley crib on Sundays, and it was kind of like a church thing. Gang members, Nick 5%ers, and we would build for hours, smoke weed, drinking, but Nick be talking about all types of real shit.
It's crazy, man, because I was just with Lamont, literally a week, maybe before he died, ran into each other, I think, at the barber shop or something like that, and we're like, yo, what's good? We spending the day together. I ain't see you in a minute. So boom, I hop in with him. We ride all the way through LA, and we go to his house in the valley. We chopping it up. Everything's good. He's making these transitions because Lamont was a high energy person. Lamont was a real dude.
Wait, have y'all ever thought about where Lamont Bentley would be if he were still alive? He was everywhere and rising fast after the success of Moesha, and then suddenly he was gone in an instant. Now Brandy is bringing major attention to it again, and she's always believed it was never a clear-cut accident like the media tried to make people believe.
Hakeem, he's young. He's a 16-year-old, going to school kind of guy. He's real cool with Mo, because I guess they grew up together, yeah.
Say what you want about Brandy, but she's witnessed a lot of loss from her time on Moesha. Bernie Mac, who played Uncle Bernie, suddenly passed away from pneumonia in 2008. Yvette Wilson died from cervical cancer in 2012. And Merlin Santana, who played Ohagi, was shot and killed in 2002 after a teenager falsely accused him of hitting on her. And if you count other guest appearances like Whitney Houston, Sherman Hemsley, and Lou Myers, the number of tragic deaths rises even more. And when you think about how Lamont Bentley died right as he was turning his entire life around, the story becomes even darker. He was only 31.
I went to the funeral, man. I went to the funeral, and I don't like funerals. I do not like funerals. I went to the funeral, and it was fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? To see your man laying in a casket, the whole Moesha cast, man, was there, man, it's fucked up.
You probably know Lamont Bentley best for his role as Hakeem Campbell on Moesha. He played Moesha's charming next-door neighbor who clearly had a thing for her, and he quickly became one of the most likable characters on the show. Lamont was also from Milwaukee and had ties to street life, which came through on screen and made his character feel real and relatable. But the people who truly knew Lamont understood he'd been grinding for a long time. Sisters in Style magazine even named him one of the top 20 black hunks of his generation. He was also the first actor to portray Tupac Shakur in the movie Too Legit. And he showed his range in serious roles when he played Crazy K in Tales from the Hood. What actually helped Lamont Bentley land his role on Moesha was his short run on South Central. Ralph Farquhar, who created South Central and co-created Moesha, was very impressed with Lamont and didn't have to think twice about casting him as Hakeem. And once Moesha started pulling in strong ratings, Lamont's career really began to take off. Lamont and his family had moved from Milwaukee to Los Angeles, so his mother could go to auditions while he tagged along. The funny part is that his mother was expected to be the star of the family, since she was already a singer. But whenever Lamont showed up with her, people were naturally drawn to him. He got attention everywhere he went, and one man even suggested he try acting. Lamont took that advice, and soon enough, he had the whole world laughing with him.
Oh, well, first of all, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so we were
You got somebody up there who might know you. One guy from Milwaukee.
All right.
Okay.
It was like 80, she's a singer, so in 86, she said she wanted to move to California and, broaden her career. So she came out here in California and she started hooking up with a couple of guys that do music and stuff. And I used to make this one guy laugh all the time. His name is Stan. I used to make him laugh all the time. So he said, I gotta get this kid started or something. So he called up Betty Bridges, Ty Bridges' mom.
Yeah.
And her and my mom had some talks and stuff, and I made her laugh too. And then she just signed me, managed me, and I started going to her classes, and then I started working from 87 on down.
Isn't that something?
The producers also loved his comedic timing, so when Moesha came to an end, Lamont Bentley smoothly moved over to the Parkers and began getting ready to push his career as a rapper. As his career started taking off, Lamont wanted to give something back to his hometown, which is why he started the Lamont Bentley Foundation. Many celebrities usually do things like this much later in life, or they partner with a foundation and simply become the public face of it. But Lamont wanted the people back in Milwaukee to enjoy his success too. He donated to nonprofit groups and returned home to show young actors that they could achieve their dreams as well. Whenever he was back home, Lamont was often out with his friends, going to parties or even throwing a few of his own. There was even an incident where he got arrested at an after-party for a celebrity basketball game he organized to raise money for his charity. The police were arguing with one of his friends, and Lamont got upset, saying that if they were going to do anything to his friend, they should take him too. Reports say the police ended up taking both of them to jail for disorderly conduct. Even back in Los Angeles, Lamont still spent time in the neighborhoods and partied, believing he was well-liked enough that no real trouble would come his way. But that belief was shaken badly after Merlin Santana was killed. Merlin and Lamont spent time in the same streets and lived very similar lifestyles, and when Merlin was in South Central Los Angeles, he was shot while sitting in the passenger seat of a car, all because a 15-year-old girl falsely accused him of hitting on her. After that tragedy, Lamont started to change his ways and stopped going into many of those neighborhoods.
When you hear somebody got shot in LA from New York, it sends a chill in your spine because you automatically relate to that shit because you're from New York. After that day, because I used to go to the hood all the time. Yo, what's up? Yo, you know, we gotta get some soul food. Let's go to M&M's, do all that. Yo, when I first got to LA, I'm a hood. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, nigga. I don't want to stay in fucking Beverly Hills, nigga. I'm gonna go to the hood. She was good. Nick, after that day, you ain't never seen my black ass in the hood ever again.
Lamont Bentley began focusing more on his rap career and formed the group Uprise with a few of his friends. At the same time, he was landing new acting opportunities and appeared in The Wash alongside Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in 2001. He also picked up a role in Spike Lee's drama Sucker Free City and appeared in another film called A Day in the Life. But in 2005, everything suddenly changed. After leaving a screening of one of his movies, he was driving home in his Mercedes-Benz when he ran through a stop sign, crashed through a chain-link fence across the street, and rolled down an embankment. In a shocking moment, he was thrown out of the car and into freeway traffic. Before anyone could understand what was happening, he was struck by as many as 5 cars. By the time he was rushed to the hospital, Lamont had already died from the severe injuries. When people hear about such a shocking accident, the first thought is usually whether the driver was under the influence, because it's hard to imagine something like that happening otherwise. But Lamont wasn't under the influence of anything. The report showed there were no drugs or alcohol in his system, and people confirmed that during the screening he seemed perfectly fine and interacted normally with everyone. Over the years, conspiracy theories began to spread, with some believing someone from the streets who was jealous of his rising success might have been involved. He was known for helping people in his community, yet not everyone was happy about the money and success he had achieved. Some even suggested the brakes on his car may have been tampered with. Even people close to him struggled to believe it was simply an accident. Brandy has also said she always felt something might have happened behind the scenes. Now, nearly 20 years later, people are still talking about it, and his friends and family want the case reopened because they believe the investigation didn't go far enough. Brandy thinks it could possibly be connected to Lamont's time in the streets. He was known for welcoming just about everyone around him, and wasn't afraid to stand up for his friends if conflict came his way. Considering how quickly that night turned tragic, some believe it's possible he may have been set up by someone he had issues with. Lamont's case has remained closed for years, labeled as one of those heartbreaking accidents where someone was gone too soon, with no clear explanation for what suddenly went wrong. But whether there was foul play or it was simply a tragic accident, people still show Lamont a lot of love. Rest in peace, Lamont Bentley. He and many others should still be here sharing their talent with the world today. The way he died still doesn't fully make sense because people usually don't drive like that unless something forces it or they fall asleep. There's also been an unusual amount of tragedy connected to Moesha. Many also remember that Brandy herself was involved in a car accident that tragically took a woman's life. But what do you think about all of this? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, baddies!